Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And I have been seeing this story go all across my news feed, and it's very sad and heartbreaking. I don't normally cover this many tragic stories in this way on my channel, but being that my daughter is 5, I just it's just been so many stories of these young girls being murdered, killed, and things like that at the hands of girls' boyfriends. And even there was another story of an actual father who burned his child alive in a car just because he was going through a custody battle with the mom. It's just been all kind of sad tragedy. And I just wanted to talk about this story a little bit because I think that this is a very deep issue that has been going on with women leaving their children with these men that they do not know that well, and they're calling them their boyfriends, leaving their kids at the hands of these people, and ultimately their children are being beaten, abused, molested, and in this case even murdered. And it's something that's very, very sad, and I want to just talk about this case and bring you guys what's going on with this case and the facts of this case. So Malia is a young girl who mother was, I don't even know if too trusting was the word. I feel like she's just as negligent. She had a fiance who had so many red flags, it's not even funny. And she left her daughter at the hands of him, and ultimately her child was murdered. I'm going to go to a news report for those of you guys who are not familiar with this story to bring you guys a little bit more up to speed on what exactly happened, and then I'll give my commentary further after that. So let me play some of the commentary, and this is kind of a breakdown of the events that happened. But before this starts, basically the mother, she was going to a funeral. She left her daughter with him, and while he was in her care, something happened to where he tried to stage a kidnapping to claim like she was kidnapped from him and things like that. But let me play it to bring you guys up to speed.
The man last seen with 4-year-old Malia Davis before her disappearance is behind bars.
Warrant was obtained for tampering with a corpse.
These surveillance images capturing the last time Malia was reportedly seen wearing that pink tutu, following her mother's ex-fiance Darian Vence into their Houston home on April 30th. 3 days later, that same camera recording Vence carrying out a laundry basket with a garbage bag inside, and later a bottle of bleach. Vence telling police that night he was stopped on the side of the road when he was attacked, his car and Malia taken by 3 men. He tells investigators he woke up nearly 24 hours later, brought his 2-year-old son to the hospital, and reported Malia missing. But police say these images show Vence.
So basically he's saying that, he was attacked, she was abducted, and he was left unconscious for 24 hours. And then when he came to, he went to the hospital, and saying that, what I'm saying, it's just crazy.
Vence getting dropped off at the hospital in the same car he claimed was stolen. Investigators later finding that Nissan, where they say canines picked up the scent of human decomposition. And police say inside Vence's apartment, they found what they describe as blood evidence linked to Malia. The man last seen with 4-year-old.
Okay, so I wanted to give you guys that breakdown so that you guys can understand the events of what happened. So he staged this attack, says that, the child was kidnapped, his car was stolen. He then went to the hospital, but he was dropped off in the same car. They later found the car at a parking lot. So I'm gonna give you guys one more news clipping, and this gives just a little bit more detail that the other one did not share. And then I'm gonna jump right into this mama. You gotta hear the red flags and all of the stuff that was going on that the mother just dismissed and still left her child with this person. And I'm a person who I'm very fortunate to have my daughter's father in her life to where, I do get a break. He gets her on the weekends and things like that. And I am aware that that is not everyone's circumstances. I also have a mother who helps me with my child, and I'm very fortunate for that. And I understand that that is not everyone's circumstances. I understand that. But yet and still, with even knowing that, we still have to be mindful of the red flags that people present in our kids' interest. Like if it goes against our kids' best interest, and I understand it could be hard. I'm not saying that this is easy. Parenting is not easy, but the stuff that this mother details that she dismissed on her daughter, like with her daughter, and still left her daughter with him. I mean, I don't know, because I don't want to come off insensitive, but it's just like, bro, there ain't no way. Like, I would rather be kicked out on the streets and homeless with my child, and rather than leaving my child with a predator. You know what I'm saying? To abuse my child and be murdered and be away from my child. Like, it's just certain things, like, I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, different strokes, I don't know, but you guys will understand my frustration with this mother once I show you guys the press conference with her attorney and him detailing all of the things that the mother dismissed, as far as like, him bathing her baby, and him taking the baby out of daycare and bringing the baby home when the baby wasn't supposed to be at home alone with him, and just all kind of stuff, him abusing the child prior to that, all of this stuff. Like, our kids, like, love ain't that deep. Like, I understand that people are lonely and want to have a partner, and you know what I'm saying, you get with these men and they say that they're going to help you, and you get relief because you probably don't have a support system as far as the family and everything like that. But you have to figure out a better, like, it just has to be a better solution than bringing children around these stray men that these women are leaving their children with. Like, it just has to be, and it just has to be.
This shot here shows Malia trailing behind her mother's then fiance, Darion Vence. This was from Tuesday, April 30th, 3 days before he reported she was abducted. She's going inside. She has on a pink tutu, and from then on, investigators say they never observed her come back out. On Friday, Vence is seen leaving the apartment with a laundry basket inside a big black trash bag. Hours later, he comes out for the last time before he reports that he was abducted. He only has his 1-year-old son with him.
Okay, and that's pretty much what the other one started to say, how he had his son, he claimed he was abducted and things like that. But that is like the surveillance of her trailing behind him and her not coming out with him. And then the only other person that came out with him was his son. I mean, you would think that he know, like, if you live in this apartment complex, wouldn't you know that there is surveillance? But hey, it's neither here nor there. Good thing there is surveillance, and good thing he's dumb enough not to realize it, because his ass is in jail now. Anyways, let me go on over to this mom. Okay, so here's the press conference with the mom and her attorney. So in this press conference with her attorney, the attorney is the one doing the talking. For the most part, the mom, she's just like, shaking her head in disbelief, like she can't believe it, and I can't believe it either. The part that I can't believe is how all of this stuff was acceptable and this man was still around your child. Like, that's what I'm shaking my head. But like I said, I don't get it, and I don't want to be insensitive, and I understand that everybody's circumstance is not my circumstance. I get it, I know it, because I have family members who are not able to have a father present and be able to. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand. And yet and still, I don't get it. I don't get it. But let me play it.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let us first start by saying we want to thank the city of Houston and thank the whole country who has been praying for young Malia and praying for her safe return. There are some things that we want to share with you now that have not come out about your story that has to come out. One, we want to share with you that there is a video camera at the top of the stairway by one of their neighbors. And on that video camera, we'll show it to you. It captures the stepdad coming out of the apartment with a bottle of Clorox, a laundry basket, and inside the laundry basket, a garbage bag. And when he spoke to the mother, he told her he was cleaning up the apartment. And she didn't understand why he would be cleaning up the apartment. But he went and bought an extra bottle of Clorox and came back also, that was caught on camera, buying another bottle of Clorox.
So if he was cleaning up the apartment and she didn't understand why he was cleaning up the apartment, then that means that he never cleaned up the apartment and that was unusual behavior. Like, I don't know why cleaning up the apartment would be unusual behavior, but apparently he didn't clean up the apartment. So that's another thing, like, I don't get it.
To clean out the apartment. Secondly, we also want to share with you that on the day that Brittany left to go to be with her sick father, her dying father, to be with family, there was a huge fight between her and him. And that fight was about, she had caught him sending naked penis pictures to another man, and she confronted him about being gay. He was hurt, he was angry,
So she's in a relationship with a man. She confronts him for sending these inappropriate pictures to another man. They have a fight. He's angry. They have a blow up. She leaves her child with this man who she just confronted, and they are not in the best of, you know what I'm saying, correspondence. And he's angry, he's hurt, he's bitter or whatever, and you leave your child with this person that you just confronted about sending inappropriate pictures, and you guys are in a relationship and he's sending these photos to another man, and then you still leave your, like, I don't get it.
was upset that she had discovered these pictures of him sending penis shots to another man. And he kept trying to get her to call him back. He kept trying to get her to respond. And she would not respond. She told him that she was giving back his ring and that she was not going to marry him.
So he had her daughter in his care. He's calling and calling and calling her. Her daughter is with him. She's not responding. She's telling him, I'm going to give you back the ring, but yet your daughter is in his care. Like, I can't imagine my child being in somebody's care and me not responding and me just having this blowout and me saying, I'm not answering you, I'm just giving you a ring back, but yet my daughter is in the care with this person. Like, as a mom, my instinct is to play it cool, get my child out of that situation, and then go off. I'm going to get my baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to blow up, but just, I don't know. I can understand if they had a blow up and it happened in front of the child and things got hostile and, you know what I'm saying, the child was there, she confronted him, they got into a fight or something happened. I understand that, but to confront him and then leave your child with him, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
And I believe that caused him to snap in anger against young Malia. Something else we want to share with you. The mother had heated words with him in the past about him physically whooping and spanking young Malia. That the mother felt she was too small for him to use, or for him to spank her in the method in which he was spanking young Malia. This was a very small, fragile child, a very young baby.
Women, this is a PSA to all. We cannot be that desperate for a man that we are allowing men to abuse our children and still stay with them and be okay with it. I don't even think dumb is the word. Like, this is a PSA to women. You cannot be in these relationships and allow these people to mistreat your child. That says more about you than anything, that you would allow such, and you're that desperate for a partner. Like, as a mom, it just really triggers me.
And she was a special needs child. And she confronted him about bruises.
This is it. Like, girl.
And she said, I'm taking my baby to the hospital. He told her, no, you're not. That I'm not going down for this. The mistake she made at that point was not going to the hospital immediately about the abuse.
When did that happen?
This was months ago.
So months ago, he abused her baby to the point where she wanted to take the baby to the hospital. He didn't want her to, or whatever. But yet, months later, she blows up, has this explosive argument because he's allegedly sending these penis pictures to another man, and yet and still she leaves her child with him. And again, I don't want to seem insensitive because I know that if he's abusing a child or whatever, maybe he was knocking her upside her head and abusing her or whatever. And I know that it's easier said than done to leave an abusive relationship. But when it comes down to your babies, you know what I'm saying? Because it be a lot of times where there'll be relationships where the guy is abusive to like the woman. But when it comes to your babies, we got to be protectors of our babies. We definitely have to be protectors of our children. Like,
also, there were times where he would say she was at daycare, but he would bring her back, not drop off at daycare, but bring the child back here.
Why was he still around her to do all of this?
There's reason to believe, based on what I know now, that there's issues of him possibly molesting young Malia.
Why was he around your child if you thought that?
Because he would sneak that child home and bring her back here and not tell the mother. She also confronted him about bathing Malia. He would bathe Malia, which was inappropriate. That's not his daughter. That's not his child. There was no need for him to be bathing her. There's a lot that the mother needs to share with law enforcement that she has not shared with law enforcement.
Why did she keep these facts a secret when it was so critical to the investigation?
The mother did not want to believe by any stretch of the imagination that this man was capable of what is obvious that is taking place here.
Okay, so he abused her months ago, didn't want to go down for, you knew that he was bringing your baby home from daycare when she should have been at daycare, and he was bringing her home with him when he had no business. You knew all of these things, but then yet and still you want to believe that I don't get it. I don't get it.
This is a good woman.
Is she?
She has suffered a lot of abuse in her life. Let me be very crystal clear with you. This mother has suffered a lot of abuse in her life. But there are some key things that will help investigators in this case by mom coming forward and sharing with them the things that mom has shared with me. So let me go over some of it one more time. There is a video camera.
Okay, and he's gonna repeat the fact that there's a video camera that caught the fiance coming out or whatever, and I showed you guys that footage. What do you guys think so far about this? Those of you who have not kept up with this story. And I myself, like I said, I'm a mom, and I don't want to be insensitive to other mothers who are not afforded the same, you know what I'm saying, same situation or family dynamic as me. Like I said, I have my child's father who co-parents with me. She's with me during the week. She's with him during the weekends. And I also have a mother to help me. And I know I know that is not everybody's situation and everybody circumstance. I know that, and I don't want to be insensitive to that. But when it comes to a child, an innocent child, regardless of my situation, if I had my mother present or her father present, I cannot fathom or imagine ever leaving my child with a person who, number one, is inappropriately in the bath. Like, you don't see my child naked, period. Like, you're not gonna ever see my child naked, let alone be in the bathroom to bathe her. If I even see you even walk past the door, open the door, like, you ain't even gotta touch her. You know my child is in the bathroom and you open the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like, I cannot fathom or imagine I would lose my job. I would go homeless before I put my daughter in the hands of a predator knowingly. My mom's rule has always been, if it ain't your baby, don't put your hands on the child when it comes to dating. As far as like family members, aunts, and things like that, that's different. But dating a man, the man that you're dating should not be putting his hands on your child. Period. 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 Bathing her, putting her hands on her, and to the point where she could have been in the hospital months ago or should have been in the hospital months ago, and then yet and still you find him sending these photos to another man, and then you yet and still leave your child? I don't get it. And again, I don't want to be insensitive, bro, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. If my job is in jeopardy to where I can't find childcare, which there is government assistance programs available. If you like through the county, there is government assistance available where they have daycares, and even in daycares where there's licensed facilities, and all of the dots are crossed and everything, the I's are crossed and the T's are dots, however it goes, because my brain is going blank. But even in those facilities, things can happen to a child. So I'm not even saying like, oh, daycare is any better, but I would rather take my chances at getting a licensed facility to watch my child through, a program, versus leaving my child with a random boyfriend or stepfather any day. I don't get it. I don't get it.
At the top of the stairwell that a neighbor owns, police were able to recover the footage of that video. In that video, it shows the stepdad after mother had left the city. It shows the stepdad coming out or walking back into the apartment complex with a big bottle of Clorox that he had just bought. Then it shows him coming out with a bottle of Clorox, a big laundry bag, and a black garbage bag stuffed inside the laundry container that he was carrying out of the home. It was strange when he told them.
Many people did not know that he had dismembered this beautiful baby.
You said that in the interview. What makes you say that? What information are you hearing that leads you to say that?
Well, there was blood splatter evidence in the apartment. There was luminol spray and chemical spray that was all over the apartment after homicide investigators left. When you look at the video footage extensively, you can tell what was going on. And you could tell he made 2 trips to buy big bottles of bleach. This was a man who never cleaned the house up ever. But he's buying big bottles of bleach, getting a big garbage bag, and there's blood splatter, etc., around the drainage area of the house. Why would human body tissue be in the drain system? Why would human body tissue be in the pipes under the sink, in the pipes under the bathtub? Why would that be? Why would there be human?
I just want to find Malia. I just want to find Malia. my baby. I just want to find her. Help me find her, please. Help me find her. Anything helps. Share a post, share the flyer, anything. Anything helps, and it's greatly appreciated, and I mean that from my heart. I mean that with every bit of me.
So that's that. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more under the hashtag. If you go to hashtag Malia Davis, there are tons and tons of videos. Like different videos. There's even people who tried to confront the mother. People was calling the mom a murderer herself. She had went to court on behalf, and people were even calling her out.
If she ain't feeling like a real mother the way that can we just wait right here for me?
She was 4. She's 4. She's 4 years old. 4.
So that's them calling the mom a murderer. I'm gonna go to a couple other things. There was even people who like walked out and followed her out of the court building. Like there was so many people who had an issue with her as far as being negligent with her child. Even Cardi B even posted a post, in support or just trying to do a PSA to women in regards to this as well. I'm going to show you guys that also, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, I just can't wrap my mind around it. And I know that as parents, parenting is hard. I'm not a perfect parent. There isn't a such thing as a perfect parent at all. But just to know, to be this reckless and negligent in the care of a child, I just cannot get it. I cannot get it. I do not get it. I do not understand. I just do not understand. This right here is the video of the women following the mother out.
Sure. They talking about how they want to turn around. Turn around. No, look, leave me the fuck alone. Then that's what I'm saying. Honey, it's not even about that, boo. I went to church, so I have a baby. We take care of ours. Y'all have a baby. Trust and believe. I'm all for what's right, honey. I'm all for what's right. Ain't nobody saying, girl, that's your child. That's your child. That's your child. Familiar your child. I'm into it like her. Familiar your child. Don't go into labor, boo. Because it's all about that baby. If you was a real friend, too, you would understand that. You got kids, right, boo? You got kids, right, mama? All right, then. All right, then. So I'm pretty sure you done been around this. I'm pretty sure you done been around this. You haven't? You haven't?
So that was women confronting the friend of the mama, because the mama was walking and not saying anything, but they were, following behind her. And this is like people asking, like, why isn't the mom in jail?
Justice for Malia. Justice for Malia.
Why Brittany ain't got locked up yet?
The mom's name is Brittany.
Why she's not
She needs to be.
She can't even her. She doing her head no baby go. Tears is not even falling down her face.
My mom was
Justice.
My mom was abused for 2 years, but she never committed that mistake. She was abused for 22 years. She never committed that mistake.
And I've been speaking with Texas Search.
It's all about Malia. All about Malia.
They're searching the area that we believe was a rape.
This has to be extremely tough for Brittany.
Yeah, right. She let it happen for her.
Brittany knew all along.
Children are the true victims.
Is there anything you would like to clear up? There's been a lot of different rumors and
Justice for Malaya. Where's Malaya?
The main thing right now that all of us want to know is what did he do with Malia? The bottom line.
Justice for Malaya. Justice for Malaya.
Brittany ain't got locked up yet.
Why isn't she locked up?
That's our main concern. Where is that's what number one. After he killed him, but we definitely want to know.
So you guys don't have any insight on where she may possibly be at this point? Where searches can
We have
focus?
ideas. We have ideas, yes. And I've been speaking with Texas Eco Search, and I gave information to Texas Eco Search, and I know they're searching the area that we believe that's where he probably.
This has to be extremely tough for Brittany as a mom, and what these people who
She let it happen. Justice for Malaya.
So that is people saying that they feel like the mom should even be locked up as well. This is them following her, those ladies following her. They followed them all the way out.
Playing victim. No, that's it.
I understand them wanting to get justice, but it is lightweight harassment. Also, I don't understand why the courtroom doesn't have security, especially something where there are very high emotions in regards to getting justice for Malaya and people feeling like the mother is, at the hands or at the cause of it.
It's all about this. It's all about the baby, Cornell. You take a step, we're going down.
No. Just to help.
Yeah, we just want to fight for this baby. I know, but at the same time, we just okay, y'all. We leave it alone, calm down. We just tell us to take a step to give Cornell some kind of respect. Yeah, we respect you, Cornell. We just want the justice. We just want to know where Malaya is. Calm down.
If it wasn't for me, the man wouldn't be in the goddamn.
I know that, but
he wouldn't even be.
we respect that. We respect that. We respect that. Yes. We just want to know where Malaya is.
Everything, whatever is all gonna come to the light.
Yes.
Nobody knows where he's at.
Okay. And then these are people outside of the apartment where Malaya was last seen and where they live.
I'm so sorry. There's a hole right there.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that the police are not handling it a little bit differently, but hey, it is what it is.
Watch this car.
Right?
She tied my ass. Bitch, you trash. You should be tired.
So she trusted a man. Trusted a man is the thing.
He beat you out. He beat that man how many times?
She just said, I trusted him. I trusted him. You put a dick over your baby.
Her baby. What's wrong with you? You are trash. You are disgusting. Please, play with me. Please. It's just all a show how I'm gonna follow your ass. I've been waiting for you today. We got bones coming for your kid, mama. On my life. Everybody in the car gonna get the shit.
Okay, so that was the mom saying like everybody wants answers and she don't know nothing and she don't have no answers. I'm gonna leave it there. You guys tell me what you think about this. It's a very sad situation, and I again try not to be insensitive in these types of situations, but I just I don't get it. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. And I understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you guys let me know what you think about this. Leave your thoughts down below. I don't really like to cover topics like this, like I said, because, you know, I have a daughter and it's just a mess. But, oh, I forgot to share with you guys the tweet that Cardi B had to say in response to this. Cardi B tweeted, "Dear moms, I know it's hard to find good babysitters you can trust." Dear moms, I know it's hard to find good babysitters you can trust. I still don't have one. And I know sometimes the money isn't there, but please stop leaving your kids with your boyfriends. The devil is manipulating their minds, especially when they are needy of attention. So that is what Cardi B said in relation to this topic, which is valid. There's a lot that I don't agree with Cardi B on, but this I definitely do. We have to find a different way. There has to be better programs available for mothers who are working mothers and need help, babysitters, etc. It has to be a better way than just leaving children with these men. That's all for this video. Again, I don't like to cover topics like this, so don't start flooding me, because I know a lot of people, like, once I cover one type of topic, then people will, you know, flood my DMs like, hey, cover this story, cover that story. This is not a story that or a type of story that I like to cover, because it's just so tragic and so unfortunate that I don't normally like to talk about it, but this right here, it was just something that is very sad. It's very sad, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. All right, guys.
You're bleeding.
I'm bleeding.
You're bleeding.
Is he nose?
And your nose.
Be sure to get here early to catch up on what's new in entertainment.